Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is meteorologist Jonathan Kegas. We are hopping on here live to talk about this crazy and potentially historic lake effect snow event that is unfolding as we speak and has been unfolding for the past 12 to 18 hours or so. Now, we are well within the main event here. If you're watching from the Buffalo area or off of Lake Erie, I would love to know that. I would love to know wherever you are watching from, but certainly if you're around the Great Lakes from the last couple of days, I would love to hear your snowfall reports. You can post those in the comments below. And if you have a special spot that you are interested in terms of the weather forecast, we can certainly touch on that too. Let me know where you're watching from and we can take a closer look. Right now, if you are watching from Buffalo, the city largely missing out on the intense snow rates right now. That was to be expected if you watched my video from last night, that it looked like the high-res forecast models were trying to paint the brush of heaviest snow, at least for the Friday portion, pretty much right where it is. I want to take you a little closer here. I want to show you, this is Radar Omega that we are watching. This is from Depew, New York. This is just outside of the airport, and you see already closing in on 12, 13 inches, that big black mark this person has on there. It looks like that black mark indicates 15 inches. So already doing work, and the high-res model, which I will show you in a little bit, doing a very nice job. It was expected to have about a foot of snow by 11 o'clock in the morning, and you see already overachieving that. So welcome everybody to the channel. Hey Eddie, good morning. Thank you for tuning in from very warm Puerto Rico. He extends the invite to anybody dealing with the winter weather to come visit Puerto Rico. It's a great place to be on a morning like this while we are watching areas, especially south and east of Buffalo, just get crushed with the snow. We're going to go back to the radar now. We're going to play this out, and we are specifically looking at the areas near Hamburg. This is going to be closer towards Orchard Park. That's what we were talking about, some of the bullseye that we can get, that 4, 5, maybe even 6 feet of snow. I don't think we're going to get that in Buffalo, but here we're still going to get some very, very heavy snow. We've already seen the heavy snow. There is downtown Buffalo. There is the airport where the radar site is. Hey, Maria, good morning. Tuning in from Fort Pierce. Yeah, we're pretty much seeing our winter right now in Florida. It's cold. It's like 50s and 60s right now. But we are not dealing with this lake effect snow that Western New York and our friends along the Great Lakes are dealing with. Look at all of that stuff. All the blue here, the darker, that purple color near Hamburg. That's what we're talking about, snowfall rates of 2, 3, maybe even 4 inches per hour. So just crazy stuff. You definitely don't want to be on the roads for this. This is one of those systems that you just kind of hunker down and just chill for a couple days. Get some board games and just, man, ride this out. This is going to be, I mean, it's more than a snow lover's dream. We were talking about this yesterday. This is where it starts to become very problematic, certainly in terms of travel, but could cause issues with power outages, maybe roofs collapsing, things like that, trees down. It's just so much snow in so little time. We're going to go down Lake Erie, Dunkirk. Good morning. We are getting in on the heaviest snow. I'll zoom out just to kind of show you perspective on where we are at. Eddie, it looks like I've seen some reports right in around Buffalo of about a foot of snow already. We're talking maybe 5 to 6 feet of snow where this main band is setting up. I'll put this in motion and I'll show you why. You see, as we kind of, this fetch, the wind direction off of Lake Erie is off from the south and west. This is pretty much your best case scenario. If you're living or watching and you're from Buffalo and we're in and around Buffalo back in 2014, we got absolutely annihilated. Some places almost got 7 feet of snow, and it was a situation just like this. If you want the big lake effect snow, you want that wind off of the south and east, or southwest, I should say, blowing right off of Lake Erie. it gives us the best, again, fetch, as we call it. The longer time the relatively the colder air is over the warmer waters of Lake Erie. Erie is getting is I mean, we're going to get some of it in Erie. We've already seen some of that heavy snow, but certainly a southwest wind isn't the best for us. You want to maximize the time that colder air is over the warmer lake. So again, we've got snowfall rates of about 3 inches an hour in here. If anybody's watching from in and around Buffalo, I wonder if you've heard any thunder yet, because some of the indications are that there's some instability building, and we might in fact get to hear that. Somebody will hear Thundersnow before this event is over. If you've never seen it before, I have never seen it myself, but I have seen videos of it, and I'll never forgive myself. I slept through Thundersnow once when I lived in Minnesota, and I missed the event. Crazy, crazy snow event in southern Minnesota back in 2013. Just crazy. Anyway, I digress, as they say. We were talking about this yesterday. If you are interested in downtown Buffalo, if you're watching from maybe Fort Erie or Amherst, that we were largely going to miss out at least on the Friday event of this. For the most part, we're going to see this band kind of shift east a little bit, or shift north and west, I should say. Chicotagua, again, we are right on the edge. That's pretty much where we were looking at this live camera. I'll show you this again. This is Depew. And again, it's snowing pretty good right now. This is Depew. This is northwest of that heaviest band. So you can just imagine how heavy it is snowing down for us into Elma, into Orchard Park, into Hamburg. Again, this is where it is really, really coming down. Pretty much where the Buffalo Bills stadium is. We were talking about that in the video yesterday, that it wasn't so much, we weren't going to get that snow game. A lot of people were like, oh man, I wanted to see the snow. The worst of this would have shut off by the time the game started. It's just going to be pretty much impossible to get the stadium ready, and to get the roads ready, and to get the parking lots ready with 4, 5, 6 feet of snow. So that is why the NFL moved the game. It wasn't because fans couldn't do it. The Buffalo Bills fans, if you're not familiar with football, are some of the most loyal and crazy fans that there are worldwide in any sport. They no doubt could have handled this amount of snow, but it was just about getting the infrastructure and the stadium ready and things like that. I want to show you now the high-res future radar. I'm going to switch some things around and kind of show you the progression of this. And again, this particular model has been doing a very, very good job. This is the high resolution rapid refresh. I like to show this a lot. When it's on, it's on. You can't always go buy off of it because it's very, especially in a lake effect snow band, just because these bands are only about 15 to 20 miles wide. But once they latch on to where it thinks it's going to be, it does a very nice job in both the location and intensity. So here we go. This is about 9 o'clock. And again, doing a really nice job showing that most of the heavy snow right now is north or south of Buffalo, right along Dunkirk towards Orchard Park. And it keeps that line. This is now through about 1 o'clock. Now we're getting into midnight tonight. And notice Buffalo, we are still missing out on the crushing snow that we are seeing towards Orchard Park right now. But look at what happens. This is at 7 o'clock in the morning on Sunday. Now we start to get in on this nasty heavy snow band that is out in full force just to the south of the city. Yes, Eddie, sorry about that. Missed your comment. Not New York City. So this is going to be Western New York. This is all because of the lakes. It's a lake effect snow machine, as we call it. And then eventually it kind of tapers off. I'll show you some of the snowfall forecast in a second. Up on Lake Ontario, I'm not going to forget about you guys if you're living in Watertown towards Saranac Lake. Again, we are going to be taking it on the chin, and I'll show you the radar picture up there in just a second. But this is the same kind of deal. We're, of course, on the northern lake there, and we continue to snow heavy all the way until about 6, 7 o'clock on Saturday morning, so tomorrow morning. So we're going to be in this for the long haul as well. This is the latest. This is the latest forecast, and again, it paints more than 60 inches of snow. The max on this is 58.3 inches, right in that pink purple color, just to the south of Buffalo. The 60s have gone away because it's already been snowing. We've already have a good deal. So this is on top of what we had starting at about 6 o'clock this morning, or 2 o'clock this morning, I should say. Nonetheless, we're talking about 5 to 6 feet of snow. If you're watching from Buffalo, like downtown Buffalo, I don't think we're going to see those totals. I think we're going to see maybe a foot or two. Obviously, that's still a ton of snow. The worst of this, though, the crushing stuff, the power outages, the potential roof collapse, that is going to be closer towards Orchard Park, where we're seeing that ridiculous heavy band of snow right now. And I'll get you back to the radar to show you that. If you are just tuning in, welcome. We talk all things weather on this channel. If you are liking the video, I would love if you give this a like. And I'm going to show you a live look in a second. Towards Hamburg, towards Eden, Orchard Park, East Aurora, Elma, West Seneca. This is where we are going to have the ridiculous snowfall totals. Like the 40, 50, 60-inch reports when this is all said and done. Because this is just, it's once you get into this lake effect snow band and the wind direction doesn't change, like this is where you're seeing these colors here, like that purple color. This is where it is going nuts right now. This is where we have those 3 to 4 to maybe even 5 inch per hour snowfall rates. Before I show you what it looks like outside, I do want to get up here and just talk about our friends near Dexter and Watertown, because we are seeing the same kind of thing now off of Lake Ontario. Just a crazy snow band. Insane amounts of snow falling towards Natural Bridge, New York, into Champion, New York, Watertown, Black River, Fort Drum, Sackett's Harbor, Glen Park, Brownville. It's crazy. These are those 3 to 4 inch snowfall rates as well. That's why that special weather statement is in effect. And there you go, 2 to 3 inches per hour being recorded. So just insane off of Lake Ontario as well into the Watertown area. Oswego, we are missing out on this one. Our wind direction isn't favorable for this. Same for us into Syracuse as well, into Ithaca, Rochester. We're getting it from Lake Erie. I'm going to turn the Lake Erie radar back on and just see. It's crazy. Again, if you're watching from Buffalo, New York, we're missing out on the heaviest band. And I think pretty much this was to be expected. We talked about this yesterday, at least relatively to the crushing stuff. If you're just tuning in, we're looking towards this purple area. Hamburg, Orchard Park, East Aurora, West Seneca, Alden, getting into Farnham, North Collins, and Brant, Angola. That's where the crazy stuff is. If you're just tuning in, let me know where you're watching from. I would love to know where you're tuning in from, whether it's Western New York or not. If you're tuning in from any of the Great Lakes, of course, I know we've been getting the lake effect snow as well over the past several days. So I would love to know what you've picked up in your backyard. And we can focus on you as well when you tell me where you're watching from. I'm going to show you a live look now. This is courtesy of Radar Omega. This is Depew, New York. This is going to be just outside of the airport. And again, this is not even in the heaviest snow band. So, like, it's snowing pretty heavy. You see some of those pancake snowflakes, if you will. We've already picked up almost 13, 14 inches of snow here. And we're not even in that heaviest band of snow. So just insane what's going on. And this happens every now and then, of course. If you lived in this area in about 2014, it was 2014, not about, you know exactly what this did to parts of the greater Buffalo area. For reference, here is Niagara Falls as we take a look at the radar again. Just going to look to see if I have any reports of some fresh snowfall amounts coming in as I wait for a few more people to join. We'll run for about another 10 minutes on this live chat. So please, if you are in this area, I would love to see what you are seeing in terms if you have measured lately. We talk all things weather on this channel. Snow, tropical weather, severe weather. So if you're interested in that and just nerding out with us, we would love to have you on board. Hit that subscribe button. If you're liking the video, hit that thumbs up. That does help out us a lot in showing this to more people. But right now, we are focused on areas mainly to the south of Buffalo. We'll call it Buffalo and points south. The worst of this weather is just on the south side of town. If you're living on the north side of Buffalo, like Fort Erie, into Kenmore, Amherst, you're like, what's going on? Where's all this snow? Well, if you watched the video yesterday, and I'll post that in the comments after, we were talking that the first 24-ish hours of the event, and we're going to get snow, okay? We're going to get snow there. But the worst of this for the first 24 hours was going to be on the south side of the city and towards Orchard Park, like towards West Seneca, into Blasdell, Hamburg, Colden. Living up to your name today. You got temperatures in the 20s there. Loveland and Griffin Mills, West Falls. There's Orchard Park. Again, that's where the Buffalo Bills play. There's the stadium. That's why there's no game there this Sunday. It's not about what would have been falling towards the game. It would have been wrapped up by that point, but how do you get... I mean, the snow would have been done early on Sunday morning, so you wouldn't have seen that snow game that we were all excited about for a second when we were like, oh my gosh, we're going to get this much snow. Let's check the time. It would have been wrapped up by Sunday morning, but there's just no way that it would have been cleaned out in time for the game. Eddie wants some of that snow in Puerto Rico. My man, if we got this much snow in Puerto Rico, we would be having some big problems. That would be crazy. But I'll do my best. But like I said, I do think you're going to have a lot of visitors in Puerto Rico pretty soon after getting 4 or 5 feet of snow. Again, feet of snow. Just crazy. I love it. But again, I love the snow. The snow is my favorite thing about weather. The thing of it is, it's like this is just too much. We don't want, when we're talking about more than like 3 feet of snow, because then you really start having issues with trees, with some buildings, with power. We don't want to lose power or things like that. So just keep that in mind. Make sure if you're watching us, especially on the south side of Buffalo and towards Orchard Park, towards Holland, Collins, into Dunkirk, charge your devices. Because, again, you do have that opportunity to lose power as that heavy, wet snow kind of lays on any kind of lines there. So just keep that in mind. Alrighty, guys, that about does it. Just wanted to hop on here for a little bit to talk about grabbing some coffee and to talk about this crazy lake effect snow machine ramping up as expected. Again, the heaviest snow going to be on the south side of Buffalo and towards Orchard Park, towards Dunkirk. We were talking about that. If you missed yesterday's video kind of highlighting the forecast of this, I'm going to post that in the comments. Matter of fact, before I go, I'm going to do that right now so that you can do that. So bear with me. While I'm doing that, I will show you again. This is courtesy of Radar Omega. It's a great tool. There is a live look there as we watch the snow kind of pile up in western New York. Just absolutely insane what's going on. I'm just going to click on this link. I'm going to get that back onto YouTube so that I can share that with you. And here it is in the comments. And I'm going to pin that. So there, if you're looking for the forecast over the next 24 to 36 hours in Western New York, I just posted that link into there. You can go to the YouTube video that was from last night. So that is very fresh, just like the powder that is on the floor or the ground, I guess. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a great day. If you are watching from any of the Great Lakes region, we just got the snow. Please be safe. Certainly if you're watching from in and around Lake Erie or Lake Ontario towards Watertown in the Buffalo area, please be safe. This is no joke snow. I know we can handle it. We are hardy up there, but drive safe. You probably shouldn't be on the roads at this point. We're talking feet of snow. I'm sure you know about that by now, but just wanted to give you a live update here of how the snow is behaving. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.